My guest today is on a mission to strengthen her compatriots' connection to nature and wildlife, equipped with her camera and her voice. Imara Njeri is a wildlife photographer, a wildlife presenter for Wild Earth TV, conservation storyteller, and the founder of We Are Nature, a conservation community built on a premise that you can't protect what you don't love, and you can't love what you don't know. Born and raised in Nairobi, her path took her from the central business district to Nanyuki to a residency deep in the Masai Mara, a physical journey that turned out to be a deeply personal one. She recently co-hosted Wild Screen Festival Kenya, presents live safaris to a global audience on Wild Earth TV, and is now building We Are Nature at the intersection of storytelling, community, and conservation. Imara's background was film production. Her portfolio before the Mara was graduation shoots and product photography. She told us that before her current stint, the only wildlife she had ever photographed were birds, and she walks us through this entire journey. In this conversation, we talk about what it feels like to look through a viewfinder, the focus, the flow, the therapy of disappearing into a single frame. We get into the years of uncertainty after graduating into a pandemic, and what she's learned about being underestimated in the field, handling situations with grace, and why she's decided that sometimes that's the most powerful position you can occupy. And we talk more about her next mission with We Are Nature. I'm your host, Aishwarya G. Rai, and this is Next Gen Doers. Imara, welcome to Next Gen Doers.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get started,
Yeah.
I want you to transport us
Okay.
and describe for me what it smells like in the Mara.
That's a really good question. I've never really thought of describing the Masai Mara during dawn, but this is going to be a good challenge. I would describe it as one very cold, and most of the time you get a lot of mist in the morning, which is really beautiful with the landscape, and just a bit quiet than usual. But you're hearing a lot of like different calls. There's some specific birds that like calling out during the morning time. And one of them actually is a redneck spurfowl. So it has like a bit of a spur at the end of its like leg, like a chicken. Okay, it's hard to, but it does make a lot of sounds in the morning. So imagine like you're sitting in a vehicle with a beanie and scarf, and then there's cold wind on your face. So you're warm, but you're like feeling a bit of cool. Yeah, that's the best way I can actually describe it. And the smell is just, I don't know, nature, but there's a clean smell, let's say. It's the best way I can actually describe it. It's not any combustion or you're hearing any city hum. It's just the opposite. Very calm,
No
very clean.
fumes.
It's just like serene. Yeah.
Animal poop.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you come across some elephants or buffaloes, they do smell different also. So you can
Really?
even tell buffalo had passed through here. Of course, you can even see like a lot of footsteps. Even the elephant, you'd be like, it's a very recent one. The elephant maybe passed here a few moments ago, a few hours ago. Lion is the worst. You don't want to smell lion poop.
What?
It's disgusting. It's very bitter. Like it's it's not it's not the best.
Lion slander is not what I accounted for on this show. Thank you for painting that picture for us. I was reading more about you, and photography was a happenstance career path for you. And I think you said that you thought about fashion, becoming a vet.
Yeah.
And yet the seeds were sown early.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that your grandma gave you your first camera. Yeah. Can you talk us through how you felt maybe then or even now when you're looking through a viewfinder? Like what's going through your mind and the feelings?
I feel like photography has become a therapy session for me because when I'm looking through the viewfinder, it's just me and whatever I'm looking at, giraffe, zebra, even a small little mongoose, anything, I'm just looking through and my focus is not even what's happening around me, but what I'm seeing.
Right.
So from the lighting to like small details on their face or even noticing like, oh, there's a missing tooth or something's happening. So it does make me feel a lot of calmness and just focus, a great amount of focus on the animal. But again, it is very much like a therapy session because it's just you the animal, you're in focus, everything just kind of falls away.
Wow.
So that's my best way to describe it. And then time goes very weird, like it's very slow.
Wow.
No, time is fast. Sorry.
Okay.
No, time is fast. Think it
Both.
just happens like a 4-hour game drive can feel like an hour or 2 hours.
My gosh.
Yeah, it's just the time of day when you see the sun is getting hotter. You're like, yeah, time is definitely passing.
Hmm.
But it's just you feel very calm, especially if you're with people who are calm, and if you're with other photographers. I do prefer to be with other photographers because everyone is focused on taking the photo
Right.
and not rushing. Because a lot of
Right.
people don't have patience when it comes to like wildlife and how long it can stay there. But yeah, I do feel a lot of calmness and like a therapy session.
Is it like a flow state of sorts? Like there's obviously a bit of thinking that's happening and there's intention, especially to,
Yeah.
capture a moment, but the flow state kind of describes that feeling of just flowing with the moment
Yeah.
as they come. And you're kind of like a part of the moments, but I
Yeah.
think in photography, you're capturing it as well. So would you describe it as like a flow state of sorts?
Exactly. It is actually because
Yeah.
the animal is moving. So you
Mm.
can't tell the leopard, hey, pause right there. Sit
Show me
still.
that side.
Like lift up your, So it's more of like, okay, they're moving.
Yeah.
Moving. So it's very fast. When very tough moments happen, like a kill or something like exciting happens, my head, I'm not gonna move my face and be like, wow, guys, that's no, my once a whole moment is done, then we talk about it afterwards. It's not gonna,
Right.
maybe you hear someone saying, oh my gosh, but you're clicking, if you're doing videos, like, keep quiet.
Yeah, you better hold that still.
And you're gonna be like, guys, that was crazy. But it is a flow state because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Everything is just on the animal's timing, so you have to like kind of flow with them for sure. That's what I. But yeah, it sees a lot of like flow. Sometimes in the vehicle, you find like they've already passed through they've gone in front, so you can't see them anymore. And then you try to reposition, then you get low. So I feel like that whole period when you're trying to get those shots, yeah, very much focused, that whole flow. And then sometimes you kind of pick up having a shot that you want to have. You'll see some lions drinking water. You're like, oh my gosh, you even tell now your driver, the guide, that's where they come in handy very much. Let's go behind this way. The sun is right behind them.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that. Or maybe let's do the other way around. Maybe I want to have a feel of like a nice, like highlight on the fur. So now you are wondering, your mind is not, you're not thinking about anything else. You're thinking about the shot that you want to have. And then you're talking about lighting. So you'd be like, okay, do we want to be against the light or do we want to see, different background?
Yeah.
So a lot of your mind, literally, again, I say it's like therapy. You're not focused on anything else.
Right.
You're focused on my light, the animal they're moving, hope my settings are right. And then afterwards, you can kind of like register what just happened. But yeah, it's very, very focused, very flow-like.
That sounds beautiful. That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I found it very unique that photography was something that you turned to during the pandemic as well, right? During the COVID-19 pandemic. And I want to know what that moment was like. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with sharing, of course,
Yeah.
but it was a tough time from what you described.
Mm.
And I know for a lot of friends who are creatives that the industry itself is also very difficult. And turning to that in a time that is tough as well is
Yeah.
kind of, I think it speaks to some form of faith and knowing that you know what you know about this form, this medium. Could you tell us about that time and maybe the opportunity that also arose for you to
Yeah.
take on photography during that moment?
Yeah. So just to give you like a nice wider image, I graduated from uni 2020, March.
Same.
Yeah, and then that's when COVID full swing.
Woo!
Everything is locked down. My whole graduation ceremony was online. I didn't get a chance to put on the robe and the hat and throw it. And I was like, oh, I told myself I'll recreate it in Nairobi, but now it's been so many years. I'll still do it, but I won't look like the age I graduated. But yeah, left, graduated uni, COVID, quarantine was happening, trying to get back home because I was in Canada. So trying to get back home for like over 5 months, trying to find flights. No flights are coming into Kenya. The only flight is coming in from Ethiopia. And then you're thinking about what's the best one. The prices were changing. So even my family were like, yo, this is crazy. Our daughter is in Canada alone, and not really alone, but like
Yeah, like not
only
with
child.
family.
And mom was like, I want you to come home.
Yeah.
So for 5 months, her agent was like really trying to find a flight for me to come back home. Finally found one. came back home. Obviously, again, everything is changed. People are, I know, all masked up. Everything is spaced out.
Mm-hmm.
And my background was film production. And I went to like Mnet. My mom knew someone there because I also used to do child acting when I was 12, which
That
is
doesn't surprise me, but wow, I did not know
a
that.
lot. Yeah, that was my first job.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was on KBC, which is Kenya's broadcasting channel, one of the oldest channels. And every Sunday, my face was showing up on TV, 7 p.m., just called Angel's Diary.
That's so
And
cool.
we did have, like, my mom still had their contacts. So I was like, Mom, I need a way to start because I've studied film production.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with COVID, numbers were kept limited on production sites.
Right.
Same number, same people. There's no, all these things. And obviously, even like trying to talk to them, like you could tell, yeah, it's still a lot of the numbers are not going to change anytime soon. And I was like, okay, what else do I do?
Mm.
I did do some short films with some friends, which was okay. I did behind the scenes photography. I helped out on set where I could, but it was not paying a lot. It was those ones for like a little bit of money and also like volunteering.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do at the moment. I have so many ideas for scripts, but I need funding. I don't have the money to fund it. I don't want to ask my parents to do it because
Mm.
they're also handling their own thing. And I was like, fine, I have my camera. This is something I have at the moment. I didn't do any business management or whatever. That would have, my mom was like, I wish you did management. So you could have entered into business much easier.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Okay, I have a camera. Let me do more photography. So I started working at a small studio that did graduation shoots, baby bumps, all those, normal
Yeah.
fixed location, flashlights, all that stuff. And then I was like, I don't like this at all. And I was being paid peanuts for a
Mm.
week. And I was like, this is not going anywhere. And they're telling me, Maria, we're going to let you become a photographer. And I kept on asking, but they're not giving me a chance. And I was like, you know what? I'm not growing here. Time to try something else. I did some freelance photography, doing like interiors, some property stuff, product photography. So I got a few clients, but not enough to even make 50K from everything that I did.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is crazy. I'm not making a living properly.
Mm.
And I moved to the UK with my mom because I was like, Nairobi is now getting a bit too expensive for me and what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
And with mom, she was also going through her own thing. I'm going through my own thing. And I'm like, I really need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom's friend sent her a job opening in Angama, now in the
Okay.
Masai Mara. So all those years from 2020 to 2023, that was what
Okay.
was happening. The whole
Whoa.
freelance, the whole like moving from Nairobi to Nanyuki and really feeling it was a really low point in my, let's say, adult life so far.
Mm.
Very low point. And I lost not really lost friends, but all friends weren't talking to me. Maybe I wasn't able to hang out with them, oh, Imara, this place is expensive. And y- so I wouldn't be invited.
Yeah, I
So I
get
really
you.
lost touch with a lot of people. And I got to see real people also who are the real ones who will stay by my side.
Mm.
And at that point, I could have easily like gone down a wrong path of like just giving up and saying, you know what, I chose the wrong field in study. I didn't do it right. I should have just done business or become a doctor or a vet or something. Anyway, so now I play for Ngama and one of our friends, Eric, he also applied, but he got the job.
Okay.
And I was like, damn,
Yeah.
another one. So close, yeah. And then I went back home and just continuing doing the freelancing thing. And then about a year later, Eric now reached out. Now he moved from Angama. Now he's at Ishara. And at Ishara, he's like, I want to maybe either leave, but we're looking for someone else to join. You can go and apply. And I was like, yeah, let me apply. And that one I got. And then that's where the whole journey into wildlife photography began. So that was the first time for me to actually do wildlife photography because everything else was just portrait and interior and product. The only wildlife I ever shot were birds.
Okay. Which are hard to photograph.
Yeah, but still, I was like, my portfolio when it comes to wildlife, you're just seeing birds and like insects or something.
Okay.
But now getting into Ishara, I learned a lot. I had to push myself a lot because everyone else was so good. And I was like,
Mm.
damn. I was trying to find my own editing style. I really did doubt myself. I was like, I think this is just I'm not doing the best, but I always push myself. I'm very hard on myself. I'm like, no, I have to be really good. I have to have my own editing style. I'm seeing how they're editing. I try editing like them, but I'm like, I don't like it. And slowly, that really forced me to now develop my own voice with my images to make them as vibrant and colorful and still artistic. And if people don't like it, I like it.
It's a reflection of you.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So just to give you a long story short,
I love a long story.
that is how a lot of it all played out.
Yeah.
And once I entered the whole wildlife scene, because I never planned for it,
Mm.
I honestly just prayed to God. I just need a job,
Mm-hmm.
a job that will fit me and suit me and my skills.
Mhm.
And those are the ones that came my way.
Wow.
Mm.
And I mean, there was a moment, right, in which you even thought about, let me leave freelance photography,
Mhm.
go study business management. But there was that turning point, and then an
Yeah.
opportunity came around.
Okay, when I go back to Kenya during COVID,
Yeah.
I don't know if being in front of the camera has been calling out to me, and I usually don't want to be in front of the camera, but it's always found me. You know, Chega, he's one of Eric's friends. He
Okay.
had a music video, and he wanted a female lead for the music video, just like through the jets.
Yeah.
No to him, yes to him. You know,
Yeah.
had makeup. I didn't even have my dreads. My dreads are underneath this braids, so I had braids, but I had an open afro also. So I did different hairstyles. I'll show you the music video.
I can't wait to see it.
Very, very funny. So through that music video, I got to connect now with Eric properly.
Okay.
And then that's when we got chatting about, oh, by the way, what are you doing? Oh, I applied for this job. And he's like, oh, I applied for this job. And I'm like, oh. So if I never knew that we applied for the same job, would he have reached out to me
At a
later
later
on?
point. Yeah.
But I feel like everything played out the way it should have.
It feels that way when you look back, right?
It does.
But when you're going through it, it's just
At
like
first you're like, why not me? Is it because I'm a female? Or is it because I'm joking? No, but like
but it's
I was
all
thinking, why not me?
Yeah.
And I felt bad. And that's not the only time that both of us, because we work very close together and we're also together. But like, it's not the only one where he's gotten it and we've both applied. But there's also been other situations where I've applied and he didn't get it. And I had to be like, because I'm a very big believer in God and all the plans that God has for us. And usually you never know what the bigger image is. So one quote from the best animation cartoon movie, Prince of Egypt.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go off.
And it was made the same year I was born, 98.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fantastic. So there's a part where it's a song called Heaven's Eyes. And it goes like a single thread in the tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. So, right? That's
From
what
a
I'm saying.
cartoon?
Bruh, this thing is too ahead of its time. It's beautiful.
I have goosebumps.
It's like, it even kind of represents the characters properly. Like they did a lot of research, even with like people who have studied the Bible and whatever, because it's about Moses. And yeah, and I was like, this is an amazing. A stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face, does it think it's more important than the stones that form the base? Right. And I'm like, it's a pretty good cartoon.
That's a pretty good cartoon.
Right?
I'm going to show my kids that.
Yeah, even me, I was like, this is the only thing my kids are watching. All the stuff, get it out of here.
I do not have kids, for that.
Me too. In the future, hopefully.
But wow.
Yeah, so I always try to imagine there's always you as a single thread. There's a whole tapestry. You have your own role to play.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know what it is until you get to see everything play out, which obviously would take even hundreds of years.
Right.
Who knows, even one tree that you plant could be a tree that inspires the greatest scientist in another 50 years.
That's so true. And I mean, I'm thinking about this in the perspective of everything that you've told us about your journey so far, right? Like when you're going through those toughest moments, and now one can look back at your career and be like, oh, you had to go through that, gain a little bit of like, tougher skin, let's call it, or like experience. But a moment of, oh, I'm not sure this is what I need to do, or maybe I need to like have a little pivot in my life right now. I'm sure if you took that pivot, you would have been able to justify in a different way, but you took the harder route, which is something we will get to at some point, but you took the harder route. Right?
I did.
Any regrets?
No.
Yeah, there you
Actually,
go.
no.
There you go.
Again, I just had to have like a lot of faith and trust.
Yeah.
That's it. I just had to state my plan.
Mm-hmm.
God, I want to have this amount of money in a month.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have this and this, this and this. I have to be very specific.
I'll leave it in your inbox.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then I just do my part. So I don't feel worried as I used to feel a long time. And I used to, like, even in my career choice right now, I did terrible in school.
Okay.
Horrendous. I wasn't serious. I wasn't serious. I thought I was the most charismatic person in the world that
Well, you are.
I can get anything I want. You know, I can walk into an office, tell the CEO, give me 5 million. Imara, there you go. That's what I thought life was going to be. I was like, Imara, you like talking.
You're gonna talk your way through life.
I was like, maths. I have a calculator on my phone. What do you mean maths?
Words.
Chemistry, not doing those things. So I used to think like, there's a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I should have taken school more seriously. Like I should have for sure, but still like my teenage brain was not very developed. I was still high in the clouds somewhere. And not high in the cloud. I mean like
I got you. No drugs. We're not talking about drugs.
My head was just confused. I was so many different places and I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do. But yeah, no regrets.
You know, this is moving us nicely into this flagship segment that we have, which is still figuring it out.
Yeah.
I love to ask our guests over here, what is something that they are still figuring out? Because, you know, on this podcast, being a doer normally means that you have done something. And that might make it seem like you have everything figured out. But we're going to be honest over here as humans, under 35.
Still figuring it out.
Tell us, what is it that you're still figuring out?
What I'm still figuring out is with the whole industry that I'm in right now. The first time I searched on Google, because I was with my colleagues and they're like, Ma, you know, there are not many, let's say, Black, African, female photographers, wildlife photographers. And I was like, you're lying. You're lying. I'm sure they're obviously out there, but when you go on Google, you search, I didn't get many names. I didn't get as much as, for example, guys from the US or Europe or even like Asia. I didn't get that. I was like, whoa, where are the ladies? I was like, damn, this is different. I didn't know this. Okay, cool. And I was like, okay, God, you've showed me something there. I'll do my homework. So I had to notice one thing I was learning is there are so many different and amazing women in the industry, not just, let me put the industry as a whole as wildlife and then photography, is there's so many amazing women who are specialists in maybe just doing conservation photography.
Yeah.
I don't do that, but I'd like to learn more about it. So I'll reach out to her. And I'm going after females because I'm a female myself and I feel like what they could tell me, I'll relate with it much more.
For sure.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll reach out to you. Second person is a producer. She does this for documentaries. I'm going to reach out. So and so does more of like knowledge on the animals, not even photography. So I noticed one thing I need to learn was to reach out to different people in the industry to help me also on my path because I'm not so sure how it looks like. But I do know I need to improve in this area. In this area, I need to learn this. So I've reached out to mentors, which I'm still doing. And usually with them, like I've been talking to some of them for like 2 years and nothing has ever come out of it. And then one random day, they're like, Imara, there's a job, like, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is crazy. It came through. It's not saying I was talking to the mentors as in give me something, but I was like, I want to build a relationship with you. So I'm still learning how to build those relationships and to ask questions that I'm afraid to ask and just be like open to growing in whatever area because I don't know which skill can take me through which door. Maybe there's a production happening and they're like, oh, Imara, I wish we knew how to draw, like to fly a drone. And I'll be like, I do. And they'll be like, fantastic, here you go. Pow. Yeah. Also, like I'm a tiny person and I'm not really tall, but medium height. And since I was a kid, I've always been seen as tiny. I've always been a tiny person. I've never been big in any way.
Okay.
So in my mind, I've always seen again myself as tiny. So
Mm.
I feel like when I walk through rooms, I feel tiny. And I'm like, but I'm an adult. I'm always trying to remind myself, Mario, you're an adult. Like, you can't
Yeah.
act tiny. Because something I'm also learning is how to amplify my voice and to stand my ground.
Mm.
Even when it comes to like different like jobs and stuff, I'll be like, honestly, no,
Mm-hmm.
I want this and this. I used to feel so guilty asking for something that I know I deserve. So I'm learning also how to stand my own ground and be like, you know what? No, it's not going to work
That's
out this way.
powerful.
If I wish it can work out this way, and I'll shoot my shot.
Yeah.
I don't think like, oh, because I asked, they will tell me no. Who says?
Precisely. You've stated your
Mhm.
requirements to actually make things happen. I'm so glad you mentioned that because even in the first part, actually, a lot of what you've mentioned so far portrays a lot of openness to allowing things to unfold,
Yeah.
kind of surrendering to what is going to happen.
Mhm.
Like I've put my message into God's inbox and I'm
Yeah.
going to see what actually happens.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that is very clear about someone who kind of wants that agency over their life and their career and
Mm.
the impact that they're creating on the world, you have to be clear with your no's and your yeses. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of power behind that.
You need to have your own boundaries.
Yeah.
You can't have a house, but your house is on the road and everyone is driving through your bedroom.
Mm-mm. But, okay, speaking of roads,
Yeah.
I heard you say once that your mom drew you a diagram or might have portrayed a
You
diagram.
have such a good memory, man. Yeah.
I do
Such
good
an amazing
research.
memory.
I do good research.
Yeah, you do.
A path, like a path or a road that
Mm.
splits off into two directions,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe I alluded to this earlier of like one is the easy breezy path. One is like clear cut, you know what you're gonna do. It's boom, 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 career set, life. That's
Mhm.
it. The other one, longer, a bit rougher,
Mhm.
the path less taken.
That's
I'm
it.
sure there's a better way to say that.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah, it's last time. Yeah.
the tougher route. And she said, you tend to take that road.
Yeah.
And did she read you like that? Was she
Literally,
like, baby girl, this is who you are?
I'll find the image. We talked about it this year. I think twice it's been brought up in conversation with my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, she brings it up. And because even her, she's like, Mommy, I'm seeing, my family, a photographer
Uh-huh.
was someone who used to ride a bicycle called the Black Mamba bicycle
Oh,
and have a camera.
got it.
It's a guy with a bicycle
Mm.
who shows up gate to gate taking pictures. That's a photographer.
Oh,
So if I explain to my grandparents when I was starting, they'll be like, look at my mom like, what are you making a daughter do? Photographer.
no.
But yeah, she usually draws it. She did draw it. It was like one path had a lot of people, the easy one.
Yeah.
Very easy. It's a big highway. And one is thin, tiny, and looks like but it's only a few people and it goes to the same like a goal, same destination. And she was like, you can see there's a lot of people in this one. This one is gonna be lonely, tricky, and hard, but it's still gonna get you there.
Yeah.
And she knew me, my daughter, Imara, she's not the type to go. I've never really wanted to go with the flow so much. Like I was still the kid who would go and play with the boys, basketball and football, and I would wear like proper sport shoes, but they were black, so they would go with the school uniform.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And at lunchtime, I'll go play with the girls, sit with them and talk, but then I'll go and chill with the boys and then I'll come back and then even sometimes when talk with the teachers, I'll be like, what's going on? So I never used to confine myself to be like, I can't talk to you. I cannot.
Yeah, yeah,
For me, I
yeah.
was like, what's your story?
Mm.
Because even like books, you get to read so many different books, you get to like live different lives because we
Yeah.
only have one life. How can I be a pirate and also a lawyer and an empress in one life? Unless I read books or hear other people's stories.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to hear people and just to know what's happening. What makes you you? What's your path? What do you want to do?
You
Yeah. I
see,
don't know if that's answered the question. I feel like I
no,
scratched a
you
bit.
took the harder path, you mean?
Took that. Yeah.
I mean, what I find really unique about that is I think there are moments in which the people that we look up to, usually in our younger years, it is always our family and maybe for the rest of our lives as well. When they can sit us down and kind of guide us and tell us, like, you're doing something that's tough, or they want the best for us.
Yeah.
And in doing so, they might guide us towards the path of least resistance.
Yeah, because they don't want you to go through the hard stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's completely understandable.
Yeah.
But I think it's so powerful that it doesn't sound like your mom is trying to take you off the path.
No.
And in fact, was just a reality check, like, this is who you are.
Yeah, she in the recent video I got to star in, or
The
blockbuster,
lioness?
the
I
lioness. Yes,
loved
I
it.
don't
I
know.
had tears in my eyes at the
Oh,
end of it. It was really
I
powerful.
am afraid. Told myself I can't watch it anymore. But like in that thing, when my mom says, "Dokarogame, don't stop," she
Mm.
actually told me that on first month working in the Mara, because I was
Wow.
feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling out of place. I was like, "This is tough."
Mhm.
Um, this is something I've never experienced. I'm in a camp. People are amazing, but still, like I'm feeling like a fish out of water for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I know I can do this. I know I can survive, but like I'm having a lot of different voices in my head. No, I was not feeling the most confident. I was coming again from an area of such like I was feeling so small. I was feeling so helpless. I was like, I don't know. Whatever, even God, just give me whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, just give me whatever, but I don't want to give up. So I'd call my mom and she'd be like, yeah, Tokara, come in. Don't stop. Don't stop. The whole thing, she says it's better in Kikuyu than me, but the whole thing is don't stop until the lightning strikes you.
Yeah. I got goosebumps
You
again.
know? But she's the one who tells me
Yeah.
that. She's like, Imara, you can't stop. You can't stop. Even her, she'll be like, no, you're stopping for who? Maybe I'll be like, by the way, around who?
She's right.
Who am I stopping for? No one. I would be the one to feel regret if I don't push forward.
Yeah.
So usually what I do if, yeah, it's a tough one, tough days where I've even cried so much until the next morning my eyes are so puffy. You think like I have an allergic reaction, like type of
Mhm,
puffiness.
mhm.
But I was like, you know what? Again, now coming from the Bible, there was a story about Jesus with his disciples
Uh-huh.
on a boat.
Alright.
Okay. And this is a fisherman and there's a big storm, but
Mhm.
Jesus is asleep. So for fishermen who they spend their whole careers in the ocean, the
Yeah, yeah,
seas,
yeah.
for a storm like that to actually freak them out, to be like, we're gonna die.
It's a pretty big deal.
Jesus, wake up! We're about to die. Jesus is like, why you worried? Like that's what I try to remember. I'm like, I might be in a whole storm going on, but somehow I have my eyes on Jesus, and I know I haven't gotten any. Everything seems calm, and it's calm. I usually have moments of silence or just to sit and let those emotions just kind of play out by myself.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling angry, if I'm feeling sad, I just need time for it to just pass.
Yeah.
And in about 30 minutes, I'm usually like, okay, back. There's no way I'm letting any emotion stop me. I'll take a small break. Maybe my car is overheating, an
Mhm.
analogy. The car is overheating, fine. I'm not going to shout at the car and be like, why not moving?
Mm-mm.
No, let it cool down.
Yeah.
Even you take a walk, get some water, go sit under a tree, and then be like, all right, what are we grateful for? We're alive. We have all our senses. We have our family. We have opportunities.
Mhm.
Now it's my part. That's it. I try to keep that because I used to be so emotional. Oh my gosh. Sometimes
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
if it didn't work out, I'll be like, it's done. I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this. Literally. And then I'm like, no, you can't live like that. Mm.
I find it very interesting that you've mentioned, these like deeper moments, maybe the moments where you needed a bit of grounding and you turn to faith in those moments and you have, some really powerful words from your mom as well. Keeping that in perspective, I find it so incredible that you started We Are Nature. I want to know about the moments that led you to found We Are Nature and what you envision for this community.
Being an only child, well, I have a half brother, but I've been raised as an only child.
Yeah.
And if you're going on holidays with my parents, I've done a long road trip. This one happened actually when we are going to Savo and we drove down and my parents, they're older than me, obviously. They're like, oh, we need a nap. I'm feeling tired, my back. And I'm like, I had a nap on the way here. I have energy.
Mhm.
I want to go and explore the hotel because there's a swimming
Yeah.
pool. Mama is like, no, my child, we're going to nap quickly to rest.
Mhm.
Then we'll go out and I'll take you to the pool. So always when I get to the pool, I have to, it's just me playing with my Barbie doll, just dunking it in. She's swimming. She's learning. And then I'll see other kids and I'll be like, damn, I need to make friends. So I
Mm.
noticed I've always had a craving to have like-minded people around
Mhm.
or just to have a community. Again, I think it stems from being an only child. And also like with the whole community, when I started photography at the lodge, first time for me to see an antelope called the topi. And topies are very iconic to Kenya.
Yeah.
And I never knew this. I was like, hold up, hold up, hold up. What do you mean that me thinking like, oh, I know a few animals, I know the big five. Wow, so impressive. I don't know the topi. How many other Kenyans don't know the topi?
Right.
There was I was recently at Wellscreen and someone mentioned that I think more than 70% of Kenyans, or let's say Nairobians, have never been to the national park.
Get out of here.
Mhm. Our own wildlife, we are not even aware of it.
Yeah.
When you look at Americans, you're American.
Correct.
You guys know your bald eagle, the bear, the brown bear, the black bear. You have what's it called? Moose and the deer. I don't know.
I don't know,
I'm
Canadian.
just thinking about North.
Yeah, fair, fair, fair. North America.
So
Writ large.
maybe, like the raccoons, all these animals.
We do have raccoons.
Yeah, like they're spoken about a lot.
Yes.
And the people, like the citizens, are very proud of their animals.
Alpha raccoons, yeah.
So proud.
Yeah, true. No,
Us, we're proud of just our headliners, our lion, elephant, rhinos. But we forget the other tiny, not even tiny, but the other animals that all these other animals that we like to talk about wouldn't have a balanced ecosystem without them. Yeah, you have your lion, but the lion needs to eat something, right? We have the elephant, but also the elephant. So maybe other animals do come in contribution with how the whole environment is balanced. So we don't even, we were talking about otters earlier on.
Yeah.
How many Kenyans don't we know that we have otters in
I
Kenya?
cannot wait to tell people about this, by the way.
I found this out like 2 months ago. I was telling you that.
Yeah.
And I was like, again, I'm so not disappointed in myself, but I'm like, there's still a lot of work to do where there's a lot of these animals. How are they going to go extinct without even us knowing we had them in our country?
Wow. Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
And some of them literally live not far from where a lot of apartments, houses, offices are. They're there, and we don't talk about them.
Wow, yeah.
And I feel so like, not angry, but sad, where I'm like, damn, imagine like properly living in harmony with them. Because I sit in Imara, you have cows that walk past, and you have a giraffe that goes this way, and a zebra is this way, and you hear about lions over there. But every animal, they all don't want to kill and harm. Everyone else will mind their own business.
Yeah.
But with the whole forming of We Are Nature, again, it's very new. I just want to bring the animals back to us, if that makes sense. Like they're our animals. Like we should know more about them and know them. And the moment we get to know them and love them, we get to protect them.
That is incredible.
It's like a dog.
Yes, okay.
If I came and kicked your dog,
We would have beef.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna go and kill my lions. That's not a good thing. And then other people also love that lion. That's not a good. So everyone now has their eye on our friend.
Got it.
They're all our friends.
Connection
And they're all our teachers.
Yeah.
They teach us so much.
What's a lesson that you've gained from observing or being around
From
animals?
animals, yeah. One, I think that every person has a spiritual totem animal that I
Okay.
think that we're supposed to protect.
Okay.
So if yours is the zebra, you're supposed to really talk about zebra. That's what I'm thinking. So I'll find a way to expand on that another time.
Yeah.
But okay, there's some people who are more monogamous, and some people who are
Polyamorous, yes.
and there's some animals like that.
All right.
There's some people who are very solitary, prefer to be on their own, and some people who prefer to be with other people. That's the same with animals. If you look at a heron kind of hunting, it's getting its food. It stays very still. So it's more of like your goal is the food or the fish or whatever is moving in there. And you just have to be very still. And look also past your reflection, because there is reflection in the water. And I'm sure the heron can see its reflection, but you have to look past yourself to get to the goal. So in other words, you need to get out of your own way
Wow.
to get to the goal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm lazy. I don't want to leave the house, but I have this interview. I need to get out of my own comfort zone. I'd love to stay in the house and watch my episodes, but I have an interview.
Absolutely.
And I'm so scared to go for the interview, but I have to step out of my own comfort zone. I have to see past myself to get to the goal. So that's like the heron. And if you look at different animals, it's like one, focus over here. Don't get distracted.
Yeah.
So many animals. Oh my gosh, even leopards and they're hunting. Amazing. Focused. They just literally like cars can be coming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
focus. So they're teaching us so much.
That's
Teaching
really
us like there's some
beautiful.
things that don't need to be there and you can take them down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also giving room to something else to grow.
Yeah. That's really incredible.
So for me, I'm like, school, no, though I did do well in school. The other school I was supposed to do well in is the one
The
outside.
school of life, baby, across the species. I am really excited to see how We Are Nature expands as a community. It's going to teach. I know I'm going to be learning a whole lot from it, and I can already tell you that it's going to create an investment, like an emotional investment amongst people for the wildlife that surrounds them, near or far, for that matter. And I want us to turn to an aspect of your identity, and I think you've like touched on this a little bit, of being a woman in the wildlife spaces as well. I'm praying for the day where it's not a unique thing, but for now it does remain unique.
Yeah.
And you've noted that sometimes people see you in the camps and assume that you're maybe an assistant or a spotter, and then you whip out this like 400 millimeter lens and it's like, oh my God, she's the real deal.
Yeah.
What's it been like establishing yourself in the space? Because I can say, like, given your presence both behind the camera and in front of it as well as a presenter, you have a presence now. But what's it been like? You've told us a little bit on the inside what it's been like, those moments where it's been very tough, but in interactions with people as well.
Yeah.
You know, because I think it's very easy to have your feathers ruffled in those kinds of moments where it's like, actually, no, I'm a photographer.
Yeah.
Or a presenter, or like, this is, you know, my job. But I imagine that there's a degree of like, I'm going to hold myself back and I'm here to do a job and I'm going to present with grace. What's that been like?
It's actually been one of my most irritating, but actually I look forward to it sometimes.
Oh,
Because I don't know where I heard this quote, but one of the most powerful things is being undermined.
Okay, say more.
Because no one is thinking of what you're going to do next. You're going to be a whole surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally, you have the element of surprise.
Mm.
I always have the element of surprise. One,
Right.
there's some days, obviously, you want to like tell people, you know, I do this. I'm proud of my achievements. I do this. And then some other days I'm like, they didn't ask me that, so I won't talk about it. We'll talk about whatever we're talking about. And whatever time it is ready for you to find out what I do, I'm more than happy to tell you about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then obviously even there's sometimes when on the road, because I'll be driving was I'm doing the presenter role. There's some men who do like to kind of poke my buttons, where they'll maybe block the road on purpose or like kind of park in a way where I'm like, I know this is not it. So now those are my good opportunities where I'm like, okay, Mara, this is challenge number one. Ooh, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna react? Okay, professional, obviously, very calm. Talk to the person like any other person, be like, hey, how you doing? Whatever, whatever. See what's going on. Did you do this on purpose or is it actually unknowingly? If you did it on purpose, I did notice, but I'm not going to point it out to you. But you will know that I know, that I know what you know. Type of thing. Exactly. I know. And other times it's like someone will be like, oh, sorry, actually, mine was. And then I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. This
happens.
Just, hey, keep in mind other people might be coming through. This is how we'll do it. And through that, I've noticed that people started supporting me a lot more. So some other guides, I'm sure, not really happy with seeing maybe someone like me in that role. But there's some other people who are so supportive. And they'll be like, they'll even tell someone else, like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you blocking their shot? Can you get her? I look at them like, wow, thank you. People are not bad at all.
Yeah.
But it still sounds for like, some people just need a bit of a lesson, and the best lesson is to give it in a very kind way.
I like that.
Because you can never throw tantrums. Again, you never know when you need that person.
True.
You don't know who that person is, and you don't know what type of day they were having for them to act that way. So me, I'm always like, you know what? First off, how are you? How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah.
Now you're blocking the road. Can we move on this side? Let's start off properly. But it has definitely forced me to be very assertive. And some people get it. And some people even say, I'm so sorry, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
I think that's a lesson that expands, across different environments. And, very true of being out in the
Yeah.
wild, in the
Yeah.
Mara and elsewhere, I'm sure, in offices and in boardrooms and in day-to-day interactions, right? Because there's a great deal of undermining that happens
Yeah.
across, let's say, underrepresented voices and people
True.
in different settings. And how you handle it
Yeah.
is a big testament to how long are you going to last in this game?
Yeah. Because you can't. That's small stuff.
Yeah.
Small stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
At the
yeah.
end of the day, have I done my job? Yes. At the end of the day, did I finish and achieve my goal? Yes. Those are my big guesses. Everything else literally falls away. Just there's no need to hold on to it.
You wash it away with the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. There's a super interesting trajectory from what I've seen and in learning more about you. Because you've had what I would call a journey inwards.
Interesting.
And let me see if this resonates with you, but that's how I'm seeing it right
Yeah.
now. So at some point you were living in the central business district of Nairobi, which is this bustling, vibrant part of the city. Then I think at a later point you were in Nanyuki, 4 hours out of Nairobi city itself, beautiful part of the country, a lot quieter. And then to the Mara, which is, wildlife it takes precedent.
Yeah.
And then I think how I'm seeing it right now is almost a journey to yourself. And you have talked about belonging in so many moments.
Yeah.
And I think the word that came up a couple times was a sense of connection and thus belonging. And I 100% got that from the lioness. Again, loved it.
Sam Newton and Chris did amazing.
No, if you haven't watched it, you got to watch it. I'm going to put it in the show notes. I want to know, do you resonate with what I've just said? Do you relate to this journey inwards in the sense that it's a part of the work that you're leading with We Are Nature as well? Like, do you think that journey kind of is what's led you to this point of saying we need this, educative community around animals and wildlife and the diversity of species that exist over here?
Yeah.
In order to create that sense of protection. I don't want to even say ownership, but protection.
It does. The whole thing of not knowing, just feeling. I have always felt, again, that call of community. So I wanted to have a community base for that. And then two, I was like, yeah, the animals that we have around us. And also the part you're talking about kind of going within is, I think actually, I think it's always been in me since I was a kid, but I never realized that this is what I would have really wanted to do. Because I used to want to become a vet when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it happened because my first dog, she passed, but there was something wrong with her back and it happened suddenly. And I felt so bad and helpless. I was like, if I was a vet, I would have been able to help her. I would have been able to know. I was still a kid. And I was like, I love animals so much, but I hate biology. And I was like, I know there's one which I need. The animal love part is not enough. Cool. So I threw that out the window. I used to do tennis. I became a tennis player. And then I've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then even fashion, I still have my old book with all the designs. But there was a part of me that I think God kind of has Easter eggs in our lives. Because when I was a kid also, when my mom and my dad were together, there's a shelf full of National Geographic magazines, and they're all like the yellow slides. So the whole thing was just yellow, yellow, yellow. And I loved it. And some of them were from like far back as like the 80s, 90s, and the smell was like the nice old one. And I used to just flip through. I never used to read whatever. I was just seeing the images. I'm like, it's a cool image. I see the big cameras. I'm like, oh, that's a nice camera. And then later on, these are the animals and the cameras I get to hold. But that's when I was a kid looking at it. So looking within, I feel like the answers were always there, even I'm sure for everyone in their life, as long as we get to look at the small Easter eggs. Like, keep on recurring with this. Because I love because.
Yeah.
I've never told my mom, I want to, even if it's a Porsche car, I want a Mercedes or a BMW. No, I want a Land Cruiser with a camper, battery and a portable shower. And
Gorgeous.
Let me know I can drive through any place with this car. This can be my house type of. And that's, I've like, if I've always resonated with that, my career also falls very much into that type of environment.
Got you.
And I love animals. I prefer
Mhm.
sometimes to be with animals more than humans.
Fair.
They are just amazing.
Yes.
To just, do their own thing. Like them. They just, they're like, fucking remarkable. It's amazing. How do you do that? And they don't answer you back,
Yeah.
obviously. But for me, I really do enjoy that. And I was like, okay, everything kind of falls in. So it's more of like the journey is what made me realize what was always inside, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, for me, it was just more of an observation, right? The
Mm.
going inwards over time because I've read so much of you talking about belonging.
Mm.
But what I'm hearing right now is that the axiom to create we are nature, to
Mm.
lead you to create we are nature, we're always there. It was just a matter of you connecting the
That's
dots.
it. As long as I got butterflies, like good butterflies of like excitement,
Hmm.
I knew that's the one.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have another segment. This one's actually relatively new. It's called This or That.
Okay.
So I'm going to say one thing or the other.
Okay.
Without thinking too much, you just give me your answer. And if you want to explain, you can.
Okay.
Or you could say no explanation needed. You could plead the fifth. No worries.
Cool.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Leopards or cheetahs?
Leopard.
Leopards or lionesses?
Leopard.
Girl.
I know.
Fair. So fair, actually. Dawn drive or sunset drive?
Ooh, sunset.
Shot list or no plan at all?
No plan.
Capturing the perfect shot or witness something extraordinary with no camera?
Witness something extraordinary without a camera.
Behind the camera or in front of it?
Oh, I do like to be behind the camera because I get to capture the images through my
Hmm.
video myself. I'll say behind the camera for now.
All
I
right.
don't mind either, but shit. Sorry.
All good. That was great. We're coming to the end of our conversation.
Okay.
If little Imara with her pink camera
Mm.
could see you right now, what do you think she would think?
One should think, wow, yeah, there's it's a career, there's money in it. Literally, Mara likes money. But it's not about money always. But yeah, like damn, you're you're doing something.
Mm,
You're actually like doing something. That's cool. And it's in along the lines of being creative
yeah.
because my family, both sides, are very creative people. And I think for myself, it's not even thinking about Little Imara. I think it's more for my grandma. So she did pass last year in
Sorry.
Feb. Yeah, it's okay. She lived a really good life. It was a peaceful one. And I wish I could have shown her more or for her to be around to see what may be coming up next, or even for her to get to see the lioness. I think that would have been really special for her.
Of course.
I used to want to be a CEO. I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, Earth buddy, I'm a Virgo.
My whole family is Capricorn. Oh, Virgo!
Yes.
Earth. My dad is born the same day as me. Well, I'm born the same day as my dad.
Yeah.
And my mom is born a week later. So we're all Capricorns.
Yo.
So in the house, it's very like, we love animals.
Yeah.
Hi, Mara, how are you doing? I'm good. Nandi, this is my dog.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, you're good. Oh, ah. So animals, us, it's very like this. So I used to be like, yo, I want to do the big things my parents are doing. Big kind, wearing the nice pencil skirt with the heels, walking down the hall. And I was like, I want to do this thing. I want to have,
imagining that
yeah,
tomorrow.
I want to be influential. And then obviously growing up, you're like, wait, hold on. But what do people sacrifice for such an influential life, right?
Yeah.
Nature, being with yourself, being happy with what you're doing. And I was like, you know what, Alicia Mara, it's actually better to do it this way instead of the other way you're thinking of it, very aggressive thinking. This way is much, much better.
Yeah. And by way of this, I'm sure there are other young photographers, perhaps who want to be wildlife photographers, who might be watching over here, or creatives, and who are still trying to find ways to create a sustainable career out of their craft. Is there something you would want to say to one of them? And they might be underrepresented voices as well.
For me, my one thing I'm very grateful for was to be able to work in Masai Mara and the lodge that I did work at, because they had all the equipment. It was up to me. to be motivated to learn more about the equipment that is already there. I
Right.
can't just sit there and think that, oh, it's already there, I've already made it, I'm here.
I'm all right.
No,
Yeah.
it's the sense for like, fine, find an entry where if you don't have your own gear, because photography is quite an expensive sector
Mm-hmm.
industry, and lenses costing up to like 12,000. The 400 mm is like
Yeah.
$12,000 just for one lens that doesn't even zoom out or zoom in, but it gives you
Mm-hmm.
amazing
Mm-hmm.
shallow depth of field. But how am I going to save that if I come out of school? How am I going to save to get that amount of money to get started and show people my work? So one, find a way to rent a camera.
Mm-hmm.
There are places that you can rent, and you can have even some camera bodies and the lenses for not too much than actually buying it. Have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, I've borrowed this camera. Next, if I'm doing wildlife photography, closest place for us to do wildlife in Nairobi, Nairobi National Park. Go to
Mm-hmm.
Nairobi National Park. Go take photos there. Spend the whole day there. And then with those images, reach out to also mentors, people who do photography, editing, or whatever you want to like kind of enter.
Yeah.
Reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them, ask them, are you okay with you being my mentor? Be straightforward. Don't hit around the bush like, how are you? Then you wait for a response. No. Write everything in one message. How are you doing? This is me. I want to do this and I want your help.
Mm-hmm.
People will say yes and people will say no. You never know. Do that and then keep on networking. Go for these events where they're like, again, wild photographers, wildlife storytelling, be part of a community. Join WhatsApp groups that also talk about wildlife spaces of film and photography because there are always opportunities
Okay.
that people post. So always have something, always have a goal, and always try to improve the skill that you already have
Mm-hmm.
or gain another skill that you think would actually complement the skill that you already kind of have. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
No stopping.
I love that.
No stopping.
Imara, thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing your experience, your story, your journey, your humor.
Yeah. So it's interesting. That's why I think I spend more time with animals.
But thank you for being here with us on Next Gen Doers.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing. And also what you're creating is pretty powerful.
Thank you.
That was Imara Njeri, a wildlife photographer, Wild Earth TV presenter, and founder of We Are Nature. She's someone that's connected her spirituality with her career and has learned to see the long game in the twists and turns of becoming a doer. The moment that I keep coming back to from this conversation is the one about the heron. That to catch what it's after, it has to look past its own reflection in the water, past itself to reach the goal. Basically, you just need to get out of your own way. And then near the end, when I asked little Imara with a pink camera what she would think seeing Imara now, she redirected to her late grandmother, wishing she could have shown her more. Sometimes part of what drives us isn't just the mission, it's the hopes and dreams of those who came before us. You can watch The Lioness and follow Imara and We Are Nature with links in the show notes. Until next time, go do something, and like Imara's mother says, don't stop until lightning strikes you.